Yeah, it's a little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah. Okay.
We good?
Yep.
You already know we're back. AFR name bracket challenge Sweet 16 round 3. Boots Day versus Bigfoot Silva. Who you got?
Number 1, Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Look at him, 6'4", 260 pounds. He might have had a 500 record overall in his career. Lost a lot of losses by knockout, but he also knocked out a lot of people. Let's run through that list. Andrei Arlovsky, Fedor Emelianenko, Travis Brown, and Alistair Overeem. That's a lot of weight and poundage right there, and he took them all down. What's his next opponent? Boots Day. He's got no chance against Bigfoot Silva.
All right. Well, Boots Day. I mean, one of the best names I think in this bracket. Not a great ball player though. Only a 1.6 WAR. Had like about 6 years in the MLB and only had a career 8 home runs. But the dude was a baseball man. He was a scout, a manager. Up until his age of 74, he was with the Evansville Otters. Who actually shout out to Sam Jelinek, who was an announcer for the Evansville Otters. And that's all I got about Boots Day.
Vote now on our Instagram story.
Was that under a
minute?
Nice. I forgot the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, worst case scenario, you just have to cut something out. You can cut out my crap.
Okay.
All right.
The next one will be Dewana Bonner.
Dewana.
I'll go first.
Bonner.
And then
Spud Webb. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes. Definitely better call to do this in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a good call.
It's like when we moved to the end.
We've done like 30 minutes. Yeah.
Great call. Okay. You already know, back again. AFR name bracket challenge, round 4 of the Sweet 16. Dewana Bonner versus Spud Webb. Who you got?
Yeah, I got Dewana Bonner representing the WNBA in this bracket, the only one left. She's a 5-time All-Star, 2-time champ. She's going to move into the top 5 of all-time scoring this upcoming season, and she's looking to get Connecticut another title. She is one of the best players potentially all time and had a crazy start to her career where she was a 6th Woman of the Year 3 times in a row to start her career.
I got Spud Webb, an iconic name. We all know that name from basketball. He might have been the smallest player ever in the NBA. Also called him Sputnik. This guy needs a big win in his career. Never won a championship. He only won ever was a slam dunk contest ever in his career. I mean, he's got nothing else to rest his hat on. 9.9 average point wise. So this would be the biggest win for him is in the name bracket challenge. Spud Webb. Vote for him now.
Let's get it. Vote now on our Insta.
I like it.
Thank you for letting me use this.
Yes. All right, I'm going to go live on Insta now.
It's crazy that this is like the Elite 8 we're making it.
All right, now we're live on Insta.
What's up, everyone? You already know, back at it, episode 65 of After Further Review. Ben, Ryan, Chase, all here.
65.
Episode 65. We getting up there in age, boys. But no, we have a loaded show today. Obviously, the name bracket's going on. Keep checking out our Instagram. The NBA playoffs, the WNBA season preview, because that just started. A lot of basketball talk. Touch on the MLB as always. Got to keep our updates going on that. NFL sneak preview of their season that's starting to come out. Our weekly Chase NASCAR update. And, of course, at the end, we'll end with the Immaculate Grid. Sure. Loaded show, so we got a lot to get into. But how you guys doing today?
Good. I'm ready to get into it. Always fun time of the week.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's just dive right in. Start with the NBA playoffs. I mean, we can go any way we want here. Sixers are out, so I got nothing really.
I'll start next. Yeah, I think last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I kind of touched on it how my biggest worry with this Pacers series was how fast did they play and the minutes catching up. And obviously it looked like, amazing after going up 2-0, but now 2-2. They got destroyed last game. OG's still out. I mean, there's no denying to me that the minutes are catching up to them, and the Pacers play too fast, and they gotta just say they're still in the series. They're not out of it, so they just gotta, get to work. Tom Thibodeau's got to use some of those guys on the bench. Got to use them in meaningful spots. He doesn't have a choice, and Yeah, we'll see how the series goes from here, but I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely been an interesting series to take in as not a fan of either team, but I definitely have to agree with you, man. I feel like the minutes in the Sixers series and the minutes that they're putting in now that's a lot. I mean, it's like 3 marathons worth and not in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and game 3 was just kind of a heartbreaker. I mean, it's a game they could have definitely won. They were down 3. Brunson hits a really clutch step back 3 with about 40 seconds to go. And then Nemard hits a just ridiculous 3. I mean, one of those nothing you can do about it. If he's the one that's going to kill you on a 3 that deep, I mean, that's just unfortunately. And that's what happened. So tough loss, and they just really didn't show up game 4. They didn't have any energy. They came out flat. So hopefully back at home, game 5, they can get a win and, try to escape the series and move on to most likely Boston. But man, I can't see him getting past Boston.
Yeah, you got the opposite of what you wanted to happen. Looks like, I mean, Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen didn't play in game 4 in Cleveland. Jared Allen hasn't played at all this series, and I think he could have been a huge X factor for the Cavs. But you wanted that series to go long. There's a good chance it could end here in 5, whereas your series is going at least 6, if not 7. And so here the Knicks going toe-to-toe with the freaking Indiana Pacers. And if the Indiana Pacers in this squad make it to the conference finals before Embiid Sixers, I'm just going to be pissed. But there's a chance it happens.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like Indiana's just been a team that was hanging around and took advantage of a sleepy Bucks team that should have just dispatched them in the first round. So really, I blame Doc Rivers and the Bucks for letting the Pacers squeak in and have this little run that they've been on. I know the Bucks are a little banged up, but no reason they shouldn't have been able to handle the Pacers. I mean, they've been one of the best teams all year long, and they didn't. But they're by the wayside now, so it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll see tonight. I wouldn't be surprised that game's going 7. I would have loved the Knicks to just have one game where they win that's not a last possession game. I mean, at least with the loss, they got to rest some guys.
Yeah. They were all out by the third quarter.
That's the only positive from that whole situation.
In game 4.
But we can even go to the West.
Real quick. Okay. Right now, you get to bring back one of the injured Knicks players, OG Anunoby, Bojan Bogdanovic, Mitchell Robinson, or Julius Randle. Right now, who do you get who's a lock healthy game 5? And the rest of the series.
OG.
I like that. Chase, anyone on your radar?
Sorry.
You mean out of those players?
Yeah.
I would probably go OG too. I feel like he just brings a lot more defensively and offensively. I think he's just a better matchup against the Pacers for what they have.
Yeah. I think Julius Randle, just at this point, it would be too hard to just integrate his game into the offense. He demands the ball a lot more than OG does. So, yeah, it would just be hard to integrate him, especially when Brunson's been doing what he's doing. You want to let him cook a little bit.
Yeah. And by the way, talking about injuries, I know ever since it was like 3 or 4 years ago when Jamal Murray came out and was like, oh, it's whoever's the healthiest team wins the NBA Finals. Before Donovan Mitchell didn't play in the Cavs-Celtics game 4, 7 of the 8 NBA teams remaining only had one key guy out. The Knicks, if you don't count Julius Randle, had 3. So that just I feel like you got to give yourself props to, because it does seem like right now more of the healthier teams are riding high, and the Knicks have been the only ones really hurting from it, but they've still been battling. So
they're scrappy. So I mean, if they don't come out of this series with a winner, that's I'm not going to be super upset. Expectations this year were not championships, so
yeah.
I'm down to go to the West though. We crazy game the other night with the Thunder and Mavs. Both, I mean, basically every series is really competitive.
Yeah.
And, Thunder, Mavs, Timberwolves, Nuggets, both tied up at 2. It'll be fun to see. I'm rooting for the Mavs and Timberwolves, but I don't care that much either way.
Yeah. The Thunder to me are crazy because they're a 1 seed. But if you look at their roster, you're like, how the heck are they a 1 seed? And then secondly, when you watch the games, they legitimately use 8 to 10 players a game. Like SGA sits all the time. Chet Holmgren's on the bench all the time. They're just rotating through 2 Jalen Williams, Kendrick Williams, 10 other Williamses, and they're all playing, but they're contributing as a complete team effort. And here they are 2-2 against Luka and Kyrie, probably the best backcourt right now.
I think the first mock draft I saw also had them picking another Williams.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, no.
Joe, it was like, I forget what year it was. It was like the New Jersey Nets, the year they had like Darren Williams, Mo Williams, like 15 years ago. It was like 4 or 5 Williamses. Yeah. Whenever you could take a deep dive to find that. But that's how it makes you feel. The fact that they have 2 Jalen Williamses, but they're unique, one of a kind. And I think it's in a situation where the Mavericks, who I did not think would go this far, could be like the Knicks and make it to the conference finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brick by Luka, though, last night with this free throw.
I didn't see it. I missed the Luka free throw. But no, other series, Nuggets, Timberwolves. I don't know if you guys have – I've watched a good bit of that series so far. And I'm just going to come out and say it right now. This might be the best series of the entire NBA 2024 playoffs. No cap.
A bold statement.
I don't know if we will see a better series right now than the Minnesota Timberwolves against the Denver Nuggets. There are so many possessions when you have the 3-time MVP matched up with the 3 or 4-time defensive player of the year.
4-time now.
Which I know we're not Rudy Gobert fans, but it's like the Nuggets are a complete juggernaut. Won last year. They're the defending champs. They have all of the right pieces, and that's why they won the championship last year with key players. And if you look on the other side at the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're built basically identical. I mean, Cat has been there, and he's contributed in way more ways than one. And Anthony Edwards is, your younger energy guy. Rudy Gobert is on defense. You have your 3-and-D, Jaden McDaniels. Like they are built to win a championship, and it's just completely I've slept on them all year long. And right now, I would not be surprised at all if this trash franchise comes out and wins the chip. I think I'm going to come out and say whoever wins this series wins the NBA Finals.
I can see that.
I don't. And have you guys seen playoff wins since 2010? The Celtics could end this year with the most playoff wins since 2010, and they could also end this year with the only team since 2010 not to win a championship. Yeah. So why should I think they're going to win it? They can stack up playoff wins all they want.
I don't want them to win.
They're freaking lucky they have a freaking pile of dog crap left in the East to get to the finals.
Okay.
I'm really hoping the Cavs would. Freaking Jared Allen's killing them.
It's 3-1. You don't know.
I know, it's true.
They almost blew it.
Yeah.
What was that? Years ago? I forgot. It was a year or 2 ago when they almost blew it. But.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with your point, though, Ryan. I feel like out of the Timberwolves Nuggets series, one of those two is probably has their ticket punched for the finals. They've been there, and I feel like this is just really good experience for the Timberwolves if they do beat the Nuggets. I mean, you took out a team who pretty much everyone thought all year was going to be in the finals and repeating as champs. I don't think that was really out of the question. So it's really impressive that they've done what they've done so far. I don't think any of either team that's played at home has won yet. I think it's just all been road wins so far in the series, right? Yeah. So that's another cool. It was almost like with the Astros and Rangers last year in the playoffs. Like no home team was winning, and it was just always on the road, and it was just wild how it came down. So I mean, this could go the same route, and they just keep trading wins and losses and make it go 7 and see what happens otherwise. But I mean, at least there's like good action going on because, like you said, the Celtics series is not. It was nice watching Mitchell play in Boston and just get hot and really propel them to the win. But with him being out and Jared Allen out, I mean, it just is too much for them. I don't think they have enough. Just
Is he coming back?
grind.
Both of them
Mitchell
are
or
questionable.
yeah, I don't know.
It's questionable.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna need him if they're like. I mean,
I feel like he's gonna try to at least give it a go.
yeah, he's got to. I mean, this is it for them. So yeah,
This is it for this could be the Donovan Mitchell end in Cleveland.
yeah, which as a Sixers fan has me excited because it means that there's a little potential there, and maybe, just maybe, basketball falls the right way in Philadelphia, but you never know.
Yeah,
For Mitchell, you
I
mean?
don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's the deal. I don't know. I don't even know who the Sixers have any targets. Today was the first time I read a name who's been linked to the Sixers that hasn't been a person on their team, and it was Jonas Valanciunas. And I was like, why didn't I just read this 5-minute article? That was such a waste of my time. But so that gives me one of two thoughts. Either the Sixers have no idea what they're going to do, mark the end of this year, or they're keeping it really under wraps, and it could be anybody. I mean, you never know. Look at Oklahoma City like 10 years ago. They had a team, and then they just blew it up and traded Paul George to the Clippers, and I don't think any of us were expecting that to happen. And then KD obviously doing all the stuff that he did. But I mean, I feel like since then, it's just been I feel like since that moment, it's just been a year by year league. And just when you think things are solidified, somebody gets moved. So I feel like it's really hard to say who's stuck in a spot or who's going to stay. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
real
he's already
quick.
been traded once.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards, real quick. Does he have the ability to be like an MJ type player?
There it was.
You guys know you're hearing about it, and he has. I mean, 6-2 so far in the playoffs. Not afraid of the moment. You know, can score in so many different ways. Obviously, he has the 3-ball, which MJ didn't need, but didn't have it either. So any thoughts on that of people like low-key comparing him to MJ and anything? Crickets?
I mean, he's got.
I mean, if he has 3 rings, I'll maybe consider it.
That's what I was gonna say. He's got nothing to show for that. His playing style right now, it's people enjoy it. It's fun to watch, but he's got to compare like even that to that's kind of.
I mean, if he bums out and just goes cold the rest of the series, I mean, that's no.
Yeah.
That's not,
I know it's early hype because they're not even through the second round yet. But I'm already hopping on the Timberwolves train because Mike Conley got gypped of a ring in 2015 when his Grizzlies were up 2-1 against the Warriors, and he went down with an injury. And that was the Warriors' first chip. Obviously, the rest of that's history. But I'm still convinced that they could have won the chip that year. And I mean, he's starting, and I'm a huge Mike Conley fan. To Ben's point, big Kyrie fan too. So just don't need Luka getting more hype than he already is. But it's exciting. This second round is doing a lot better than I thought it would. Obviously, the West is better than the East, but we'll see. The Knicks Pacers series has been a good series. So
yeah. I mean, I didn't know how much I was going to be able to check in with the playoffs after the way the whole Sixers thing went down, but they definitely reeled me back in, at least to the point where I don't feel like I can just take in the games for fun now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a lot. I've watched some tight games, and I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
just chilling. So that there is a sense of relief in that.
I will say I'm glad the last Knicks game was on Mother's Day because I didn't watch any of it and I didn't check the score until the third quarter. And I was like, well, I'm glad I never even turned it on.
Yep.
It's a great call.
Yeah.
But any last words before we move on, boys?
Not for me.
Yeah, no, I think I'm all tapped out on playoff basketball.
Yep. Well, you already know up next is NBA, but what? Add the WNBA season preview. We already know we got one of the biggest WNBA fans in the league.
Nope.
Ben Pessoverland here to break it down for us and show everyone his love for Caitlin Clark during this too. So what you got for us, Ben?
Tons of sarcasm in that intro, Ryan. First of all, not a big WNBA fan. I'm trying to be, but I'm not there yet. Tried to hop on the train a little bit before Caitlin Clark though, and yeah, Caitlin Clark, the exposure good, but the player, I don't think people are gonna be surprised at how she does. I mean, just the first quarter, game's on right now. She's 0 for 3 with 2 fouls through the first quarter and hasn't scored a point. So
I love it.
like I said, they're gonna see some. She's gonna see some struggles for sure. But I just wanted to go over a little bit about the WNBA season because I did some research because I want to learn and maybe try to educate other people too. Then just kind of what to look for this year. So I'm just going to run through some of that stuff super quick. You guys can chime in as you please. But first off, roster-wise, just quick breakdown. There's 12 teams, 144 spots total in the league, so 12 spots a team. But most teams carry 11, so they can stay under their salary cap, which is super restrictive.
That's not a lot of because there's no. Just to be clear, there's no like G League or anything like that where you can have two-way players.
Nope. So
11 players on your team?
So to go off of that, the expansion is finally happening. So next year, Golden State has a team. The year after that, Toronto has a team. And then 2 years. So then the goal is also then 2027 and 2028 to also have a team. And then by 2028, there'll be a 16-team league. So there's still basically 2 more bids up for grabs. Hopefully, I mean, ideally, I think a lot of people would say Philly should have a team. And then, yeah, Philly and, who knows, maybe.
I mean, I'm thinking some of these teams now, these locations don't hold out. I mean, like, are the Connecticut Sun, are they going to hang in there in Connecticut?
They've been a team for a while.
Like you don't see them moving to Boston or something one day.
The thing is, the Mohegan Sun, I think, does some of the Connecticut stuff, and that's a pretty big casino and like pretty big operation. So that may be why they're still there. If I had to take a guess, but so that's exciting. 16 teams, a lot better than 12. And to the point of how restrictive it is, to give you guys like an example, in the 36 total draft picks that there were in the most recent draft, so there's 3 rounds, 12 picks around, only 13 made the roster.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and 9 were first round, and then 3 so basically what they do,
a team's first round pick they didn't even sign?
No, 3 of the first round picks basically stayed overseas to play and the team retained its rights. So there's some of that. Basically, there's also some of like teams saying, hey, we don't have enough spots, stay over there so we can keep the rights basically. But still, to have 13 of 36, like there's this growing consensus that these rookies are coming in, unless you're like a super top rookie, there's like literally just no roster spots available for you. But so that's happening. And the salary cap per team is 1.4 million and supermax contract in the WNBA is 241,000. So I'm just I just want to throw those numbers out there so everyone's aware, because I wasn't aware of any of this before I did a little research.
That's wild. I mean, I will say the WNBA, I'm saying it's like a top 20 sport in the US. I don't even know if it's top 10 right now. So it makes sense, I guess, revenue wise. But in today's sporting world, you just assume everything's in the millions. So it is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean they're getting nationally televised games. I would imagine the league itself is still making money. But yeah, I just wanted to go over that stuff, and then I'll go over a little bit of the actual season. So first of all, Deladon is sitting out this year. She's just taking a break.
Why?
She's just basically decided she just needs a break from basketball.
Elena Deladon's taking a break. The GOAT. The GOAT of the WNBA needs a break.
She's not a GOAT.
No, you know what? She's doing the Michael Jordan thing. Get ready for next 3 years.
Yeah, she's going to join professional softball and then come back next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Candace Parker retired. So 16 years in the WNBA, she retired. And then...
Is that the most ever?
No, Taurasi's still playing, and she probably needs to stop.
Oh, my
gosh. She's just taking up a roster spot. She's going to be in year 20.
Udonis Haslam right here.
She's still not bad. It's just she's probably on her way out.
That's crazy.
But two conferences that so Eastern Conference is basically between New York and Connecticut. Everyone else is just kind of at the bottom. And the Western Conference is basically the Aces, and nobody else is most likely in contention at all. One of the things I noticed, scoring is going up. The top 3 point totals of all time, like points in a year, were all last year.
That's good for the WNBA. I mean, everyone loves that in the NBA. So
yeah, Sabrina Ionescu set the record for threes made in a year last year with 128. So I know everyone wants to talk about Caitlin Clark, but she's still got to break that.
Oh, pop, 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 pop. All right, keep going. Shots fired.
No, it's just Sabrina
I'm on board.
Better than Caitlin Clark at this point.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And then the notable stats to look for: Tina Charles going to move up to number 4 points in all times, and then if you watch a reel, DeWanna Bonner is going to move up to top 5 in points. Those two just been trucking. And then finally, last thing of note: Alyssa Thomas, who we've talked about a little bit on the podcast. She's the one from Central Dauphin, Harrisburg. This might be the year she finally wins the WNBA MVP potentially. She was runner-up last 2 years. She has the most triple doubles all time in the WNBA. So yeah.
How long are their seasons?
There are 40 games.
Dang, and Ionescu had 128 threes. That's over 3 a game.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Because now I'm just diving in because they play shorter games, don't they? Are they 10-minute quarters or 12?
10.
They play 10s, yeah. So shorter games than the NBA.
Yeah.
128 threes.
Yeah. So we'll see, but I'm excited to watch more this year. Again, I've been trying to get into it more so because of having a daughter, and I think just try to support women's sports.
Shout out to you,
not because of Caitlin Clark, but I'm happy about the added, like, I guess the added attention's good on one hand, but
and women's college basketball, I mean, is super exciting, and like I enjoyed watching those games during March Madness this year just as much as the men's. So
yeah. I expect Indiana to be a bottom 3 team, honestly, and it has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. They were really bad last year, and I don't think she's gonna change it.
Dang. I still can't get over the fact the Supermax deal is $240,000.
Yeah,
that's bananas in my mind.
Well,
I wonder what a good comparison would be, like another sport that.
Well, when you have a salary cap only 1.4, then that's why
1.4. What?
Crazy.
So then that's why these teams only carry 11 because they have, you have players, kind of some super teams like Liberty and Aces have super teams like Brianna Stewart and Sabrina probably both have super max deals, and that's like $500K of your $1.4 million right there. You still have 9 more spots to fill.
Yeah, I mean, I have more respect now for teams that did that and just took the bullet and were like, all right, we're gonna pay these people, and it's almost more impressive that they did that knowing it's gonna eat it up.
Yeah, the CBA I think is in a year or 2, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure there's going to be some major changes. The charter flights this year is brand new, and everyone seems excited about that. which is good because I know there was in previous years flying like commercial, there'd be like delays and like just stuff you don't want to see for a professional sport. So less of that with charter flights for sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, doesn't it? It comes down to popularity and revenue, right? And like, okay, is this a good example of minor league baseball? Is that a good example? Because I feel like up until like 5 or 10 years ago, they basically, I mean, they still don't make a lot of money at all.
But that was a CBA. They bargained. That was one of the bargaining things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see. I mean, obviously, but if it gets more popular, which it is right now, then it'll fix itself. I mean, I feel like the U.S. women's national soccer team, like they were so good and the popularity got so big and they were winning.
Yeah.
So it kind of can fix itself in that sense. Yeah. Do you think it's unfair what it's at right now? Like, or do you just not know enough to get into it? You don't have to have a take.
I mean, it's definitely low, but I also know some of these players are making money on the side.
Yeah.
It feels low because I just don't know. I mean, they got to be making decent money they're on ESPN. These games are, they got to have some decent deal with that. And only having 12 teams in the league, there's not the same amount to pay for. It's like essentially you have a cap of $16-17 million for the whole entire league is what you're saying. That seems seems a little low to me. It seems like they can do more than just have that as the cap.
Yeah. I mean, we say it all the time in the NBA. First off, there should be at least 32 NBA teams, but we say it all the time. There's not in basketball, there's not enough room. There's so much talent not in the league because of the small rosters. So the fact, and the NBA is at the point now where they can like squeeze out 15 with like two-way players and like G League guys and stuff like that. I feel like it's like 14 or 15 at this point.
Well, I think the WNBA has to pay players more to get more serious. There's players that are always playing overseas, and then they're in like semifinals or championships of their overseas matchups, and they don't even they play those and come back late to the WNBA. Like that's not a good look for the WNBA, I think.
Yeah.
So
I guess it's kind of like hockey too. I mean, Chase, you said like the superstars of hockey, which has been around forever. There's 30 teams. It's a full-blown top 5 sport in America, and some of those top guys aren't making that much money.
Yeah, but you have a lot more also on the other side. Like a lot more on the roster.
That's true. That plays a factor.
But
yes. Chase, do we still got you?
Yeah, sorry, I was cutting out really bad there.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys indulging me with the WNBA. And we'll keep following it here as we go on and everything. So
any player to watch for besides Caitlin Clark? Any player to watch for? Because my favorite player is taking her Jordan year to play softball, so I got to choose someone else to root for this year.
I'd say the Dallas Wings could be a little sneaky. You got Tiara McCowan down low, kind of basically averaging a double-double for career. Does her thing really well. And then Arik Agugeli, I think is how you pronounce it. She's someone who she'll put up like an 8 for 23 stat line, but then she'll also have games where she goes 10 for 15 and 7 threes. Like she'll take some deep. She's an exciting player to watch, and I think the Dallas team could be exciting because of those two.
So she's like if like Carmelo Anthony and Karis LeVert had a baby. All right. So next on the list from WNBA to swinging.
Nope.
Orange.
MLB time.
No, yeah, but let's get in the MLB. I mean, I feel like the consensus, if we did like some type of ratings in overall sports, AFR, would put MLB ultimately at the top? Probably.
You don't have to look at me. You already know how.
If it would be if we like voted and ranked different sports. So I mean, and it's the NBA MLB season right now.
Rank of our sports. Be a fun,
like the
fun
circle.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't have to get me started with that, Chase. I'm so in. It'd be interesting to see, but I would really have to break it down.
I like it.
But no, yeah. I mean, let's get into the MLB. I wanted to start with today. Phillies a week ago had the best record in baseball. Tonight, they have the best record in baseball. First team to 30 wins. Chase, this might be more of a question for you. How long into the season can they go with the best record in baseball? And is it possible for them to finish the year with the best record in baseball?
I think it's definitely possible that they can finish with it. If I had my pick, I'd rather have them not have the best record in baseball, because I feel like we've seen those teams get in the playoffs and then they just eat a bag of big dick, and I don't really want the Phillies to be a part of that. So the other part to that question, how long can this keep going? I think as long as the starters are healthy is the way that this is going to keep going. Right now, I just feel like they have a lot of depth, so they have some options, but if one or two of those guys goes down, I mean, I think it's a different story. They've been able to weather the position players being hurt. Obviously,
Trey Turner.
Yeah, and Bryce Harper was out today, and JT's been out, and not really sure when you're going to get Turner back. Same with JT; it's a little up in the air. And Harper, he looked a little tender with a couple of his swings in Miami, and I feel like he's still kind of dealing with that a little bit, even though they said it was a migraine today. That's why he didn't start. But I think they're just playing well enough, but I think it depends on injuries too. And they've just been able to get through these games and do it not really traditionally in some ways, and then just really finding the way to do it, which I think is more important. But yeah, they're a good team right now. But I mean, look, the Orioles started off really good, and now they can't get anything going. So, and they don't have any really major injuries to note off the top of my head. So I think it's just one of those things where it's going to keep going up and then it'll swing back. But I definitely did not expect them to be in this sort of position. I didn't even expect them to be competing for first place. I thought the Braves were going to take it from game one and hold that spot basically until game 162. And they've proved me wrong with that. So we'll see where this thing can end up. But I would say it's on the right track to making the postseason. Yeah.
I mean, the last 2 years, they had deep playoff runs and they started off the year crappy. So definitely don't want the opposite of that.
No.
Does Rob Thompson get any or all credit for this start or how they're playing? Or because I'm not a huge Rob Thompson fan, but I wanted to ask you your thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, he has the nickname Captain Hook for a reason, but I feel like he's been a little bit more willing to let people go this year than he has in the past. And I think he's just realizing he can't go to the bullpen 3-4 times every day for every single game. Like, it's not possible. You don't have that many people, and the people you do have aren't totally straight right now. I mean, Sarah Anthony's a little bit all over the place, and you still kind of need to figure out some roles in that position. So I think, I don't know. It's just I think he gets more credit than I'm willing to think in my head right at the moment. But I mean, leaving Ranger go as long as he will, and even today with Nola, I mean, I thought they let him out there and he got into some trouble and they got up off him, but Nola got out of it. And I feel like it's a good thing to do this early in the season, because now it's just going to harden these guys till the end of the year. And especially once you get into the playoffs, once you have those tough moments, these guys have gone the distance and they know what it takes. And if they do it multiple times now, I just like our odds better off.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
Yeah, I would say it's like 50%.
You guys are playing the Mets, so it's not like anyone crazy. But
hey, the Mets have Edwin Diaz, man.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well. He's been really good this year. Bad one the other night for sure, but that's pretty unfortunate because I just had a money walk-off win against the Braves, and then you come back in a game that you kind of have, and then you lose. So
yeah, it definitely seemed like a momentum killer. And even today, like the Phillies were up, but I just had this feeling I was like the Mets could get back into this in no time, and they kept threatening and just could never pull it across. But
that's right.
that was Aaron Nola's first win against the Mets since 2021. So it's been a minute, and the Mets have been owning him their last 7 outings. So I mean, it's the guy you see all the time, but I can't think of any other Mets pitchers that like the Phillies have been dinging up real bad. I think it's really just been the Mets in control, obviously outside of the things that happened last year, and then like this year, not off to a wildly hot start. But yeah. I did want to ask you, Ben, that I heard during the broadcast today that this was about the Mets pitching staff, that apparently across Major League Baseball, the sinker is like fading out of most people's repertoires, but the Mets have like a specific focus on that. Is that something you've heard too?
Yeah, I don't know the reason for it. I think, I don't know the reason for it. I know their rotation's kind of, and I think they're trying to make the most out of some of these pitchers that aren't experienced. So like a lot of their bullpen, they've kind of puzzle pieced in this year, and they're guys who have been journeymen, and maybe that's their Pepe is saying hi on the podcast. But I don't know, and I don't know, like Jose Quintana already had a sinker in his repertoire, but I don't know the reason for that. If that's a philosophy thing or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I was like, I didn't know that the sinker was like apparently on its way out, where it's just not being used as much as it was. But I don't know. I'm always like, well, if I feel like I see like somebody has a sinker, like it's always like a sinker slider combo, and I guess now sweeper is in that mix too. But yeah, it just seemed interesting that they noted it specifically about the Mets.
One, Ben, that was a weak ass answer. I need something better. Don't be hiding it from us.
The sinker?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Two, I feel like this is how everyone was in like the 70s and 80s when the screwball was going away. Like right now.
Yeah.
Like out about it.
I mean, I think the sinker was being used a lot, and there was a lot of people who couldn't throw it the right way. And I feel like that if there is a decline, it's because of that more than because there's some people that have nasty sinkers and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, it's not making sense to me, like why people would just get away from it completely. Like, it's not like it's a dumb pitch. I think if you locate it like shit and you don't have a lot of movement on it, it's not going to be a great pitch. But there's a lot of like, I don't know. I think if you have one, it's nasty. But I thought that was interesting to hear that they said that. And I guess they're just bringing it up because that's who, like, Budo, I guess he has one and he was using it, and that's the only reason they brought it up.
Yeah, that's interesting because I mean, it's not like they had the manager change, but still the same pitching coach and Jeremy Hefner. And
it's not a bad answer. There's,
I don't know. I don't know.
It could just be a coincidence.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about the Mets too much. They're about what I expected from them so far this year. Without Francisco Alvarez, they don't have the same energy. That's, in my opinion, the big key piece they're missing. He just brings a whole new level of energy. Pete's not playing like it's a contract year, which I thought he would, so that's a little disappointing. Usually those guys, Scott Boras clients, play for the pay, but he's not doing it.
Yeah.
So,
any last thoughts for baseball today?
No.
All right. Well, from the sinker being used heavily on the Mets team to Bubba Wallace a lot of the time sinking our boy Christopher Bell. We had the Darlington race Sunday. Chase, I know that's always a fun run. You want to go through your recap for us?
Yeah, so this weekend was at Darlington. It's a tough track. There's a lot. It's has its own way of being of dictating the way the race is going to go. And definitely did not disappoint this weekend. I saw a lot of the race on Sunday, and I would say it delivered. There was a lot of up and down moments, but I really gotta point out the fact Chris Buescher just got done dirty twice in 2 weeks. Last week loses out by a splitter, basically his thumbnail. This week is trying to defend off Tyler Reddick. Basically, was just cruising himself to victory lane. And Tyler Reddick slides up the track, hits him, and takes them both out of the race with about 5 laps to go. And they were far ahead of Brad Keselowski at that point, and then Keselowski basically just walked himself into victory lane. So right there just goes to show you racing has no clues about it. It can just change like that. You're racing for the victory, and then bang, 3 laps later, you're out, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you're watching somebody else celebrate. And for him, it's tough because Tyler Reddick already has a win. He snuck out that nasty win in Talladega, so he's pretty much locked himself into a good position. And Chris Buescher should have 2 wins right now, and he doesn't have any. And it's a tough point to be in because he can never get back in this position again. Like, it could be that type of year where you just don't sniff it and be like our guy Christopher Bell, where he's just racing and then can't get past the top 10. And, could have had a better week, but it's just a tough track. It's not an easy one. And it was just eating up people and chewing them up and spitting them out throughout the whole race. So really unforgiving. Don't have like a whole lot of other points to make in the race. It was pretty much clean. Not a lot of cautions, not a lot of delays. I did actually find this interesting though. Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano called the Xfinity races, which are on Saturday. And I think that Brad was getting up a lot more information about the track during Saturday's broadcast, just making a lot of notes about what was working because it was bad weather weekend, so I didn't get a whole lot of practice in, and it was an adjusted schedule. But definitely seemed to me like he was realizing a lot of what was working for the people, especially the Fords out there, cars that he's going to run. So I mean, it ended up paying off. He was gonna finish third and then ended up getting the win. But
and that's legal.
Shout out to him. Yeah, and he's been around. He's a veteran, so it's not like he just saw it and it changed his whole day. He's been in this game for 20 years now and is part owner of a team. So I thought it really sharpened his game plan for Sunday, and he was just on point all day, running at the top. Never really dipped down below in the pack. He was just always at that good position to strike. Let's see here. I wanted to pull up. I'm pretty sure Bubba Wallace snuck himself into a top 10 placement. Ran pretty well on the weekend. So I'll give him that. It was a tough race, and he had a couple DNFs going into this race this past weekend. So put himself into a really good spot.
I actually have the right race up.
Yeah, so he finished 7th. I'll just run through it. Oh, yeah, by the way, Ty Gibbs, dude, he was on point all race. I kind of have a certain feeling about some of the guys, but I thought Ty Gibbs really did a good job. Kind of mad I didn't bring him up from the jump, but had a really good day. Josh Berry, Denny Hamlin, obviously somebody we can expect, but those 3 guys right there in the top 5, Chase Briscoe, Josh Berry, and Ty Gibbs, I mean, kind of just all rising at the right point in the season. They've all had a tough break here or there, but they've been consistently rising up in the finishes for the races. So definitely impressive the way those guys did it. And obviously there he is, Darrell Wallace Jr., Bubba Wallace, and Christopher Bell. Yeah.
Is his actual name Darrell?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
I was confused.
Why do they call him Bubba?
No idea.
I guess his dad's Darrell.
I was confused when it said D. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, Bubba Wallace. With a top 10 finish, so strong race for him. And Christopher Bell, top 15, definitely could have been a little bit better, but we'll take it. Obviously, getting that win earlier this season really helped him because he again was another guy, a couple DNFs coming into this race, so good sign that he was top 15. Probably could have done a little bit better, but we'll see moving into next weekend.
Yeah.
And it's another smaller track next week, so we'll see how it ends up shaking out. But yeah,
sounds good.
Cool. All right. Well, does anyone else have anything to bring up before we move to
real quick about
Yes.
NASCAR. So I've joined them now for I don't know how many races it's been, but a good amount, and they're heading into the All-Star break, and they had to make some sort of announcement. NASCAR 2 is joining the in-season tournament game. They're getting in on this. The next year they're going to have an in-season tournament. For what reason? For why? I don't know. I don't see how it's relevant to even racing. It kind of seems to make no point to me, but
WNBA is the OG creator of it.
Yeah.
They're in year 4 now.
And they have 12 teams. What are we doing here?
Yeah, and why are they taking it from the WNBA, a team that only pays $240,000 to their top players? But whatever. NASCAR's in on it, so it only begs the question: when is baseball and football going to get on this in-season tournament?
I can easily see baseball doing it, but I don't want them to. But I could.
I don't want them to either.
The NFL could. The NFL couldn't make
baseball already did weird things to their schedule that I hate, like the fact that they expanded it to the way that you play teams. Like you only play like a team in your division like 6 times. Like I hate that.
Yeah.
Like you get to June or July and you've like haven't even played every team like from your division. I don't like that.
But yeah, I don't either. But now that it's spreading into a sport like NASCAR, I'm like, Jesus, this could really get out of hand here with the in-season tournament. I mean, does anyone care that the Lakers even won this year? I didn't even remember who won. Like, that feels like a lifetime ago, and they didn't do anything. They got swept in the first round. So
if the Pacers somehow make it to the NBA finals, they're gonna hype that up somehow.
Yeah.
That they were both.
Yeah, first team to win both or be in both or something.
I think it's more impressive if the NBA keeps doing this. You can only play your G League / roster spots, guys. Like, I'd rather see that. Like, all right, just give your starters a rest for how long it is. Like, what was it, 2 weeks or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just do 2 weeks and then let me see like some of the G League players get called up and play, and then let's see who really has the depth. Like, I think that would be more exciting to watch than LeBron try hard for an in-season tournament than do nothing in the playoffs.
Yeah,
because that's what the do back when it was the D League, the developmental league before the G League. They used to do that around the All-Star break. I remember seeing teams like that was when it was the 87ers.
Oh yeah,
for the Sixers, and I remember seeing like mini tournaments, but like that was kind of cool because it was like March Madness, where it's like, oh, here's potential guys that could be stars, like they'll compete for it. You don't need LeBron. Like, there's no reason for LeBron and then the Lakers to hang another rafter. Like, come on.
Yeah,
no, it's even more hilarious that they didn't do anything in the playoffs, but they put a banner up. Yeah, like that's such a. Like, I can't even believe they had rafter space available for a dumb in-season tournament flag.
They're gonna regret that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But all right, I think we're gonna end it for Spotify there. Next week we're gonna talk some Preakness and some NFL. So with the schedule stuff and
anyone who watched the Derby a couple weeks ago, Preakness is coming up this weekend. I'm gonna be there. 14 horse races throughout the day. Mystic Dan did get enough rest to run it back. I don't know what his odds are yet. He was like 18-1 when he won the Derby. So
hey, drop some bets to one of us. We can post it for
for sure.
Yeah.
We might even get on there live. We got a special guest next week, our 3rd ever AFR guest, aka one of the winners of our AFR March Madness Bracket Challenge. And he will also be at the Preakness, so I will hopefully run into him there, and maybe we can get a live bet on our Instagram.
That sounds good. Yeah, talk some Preakness with him and talk some NFL. Another Ravens fan as well. So
yes, we're excited to have him on the show. So at Matt Catrocco, congratulations again on your win. We're excited to finally get you on here.
Yes, sir.
So,
All right, for Spotify, we're gonna call it there.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, however you listen. Thanks for showing up to our show tonight and giving us a listen. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Don't forget to vote on our polls on Instagram. We got the reels coming out this week as well. So name bracket, getting down to the wire, Elite Eight, Final Four matchups coming soon too.
Yes.
All right. Wait. So YouTube crowd still here. We're gonna go to our classic.
What up, YouTube crowd? You already know.
YouTube,
Instagram crowd. Let's get it right here.
After hours of the further review.
You guys are good. All right, here we go. What was that?
Ari Dickey.
That looks disgusting in a Braves hat.
Why did he join
the worst? I don't know. Did he even play for the Braves?
Well, 10-10. No, it's not a bad year. It's an R.A. Dickey year.
Yeah. It's an R.A. Dickey year. All right.
I don't even remember him on the Braves.
Oh. Here we go.
Oh boy, Tampa.
All right, baseball first. We've been killing baseball lately, boys. Let's get after it.
Manuel Margot, right?
Oh yeah.
Marjo.
Oh, that's good hit.
Oh, Cincinnati, the Reds. Will Meyer, was he on the Reds or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With 1 L.
Nice.
Good hit. Played outfield.
Tampa, San Fran. Whatchamacallit? They're God damn it. The one infielder.
Evan Longoria.
You're not. Oh yeah, Longoria.
Oh.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a little bit of chewing there. Nothing wrong with that.
Tampa and the Yankees.
Tampa and the Yankees. There's so many interdivision trades too, but I can't think of them.
God, I feel like there's a big one.
I feel like Scott Feldman maybe for the Reds, Giants. Oh gosh.
Oh, Giants outfield Pat Burrell.
Oh yeah.
Giants.
Pat the bat, baby. One of the goats.
Oh, nice hit.
What a stud.
I'm gonna
Cincinnati, San Fran.
Cincinnati. Where did Billy Hamilton play besides the Reds?
He could have played. He's been on a lot of teams. He could have played on San Fran.
All right, he's our safe pick.
I just don't know.
He's our safe pick for sure. Jason Hayward.
I'm just gonna go Trent Grisham here.
Oh yeah, that's a good hit. The Yankees hat.
Cincinnati and the Yankees.
He wasn't. That's not even a potential thing.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, come on, quick three.
Was Matt Latos ever on the Giants or Yankees?
Oof, that's a good pull, Chase. He could have been. That's a good pull.
I know.
What about Matt Carpenter for the Reds Giants?
I don't know if he was on either.
What?
He was definitely on the Yankees.
Yeah, he was on the Yankees.
And he was on the,
I don't know if he was
Cardinals was his main team, but I don't know.
And he was on the Padres for a hot minute.
Oh, Reds Yankees Aroldis Chapman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay.
On the Pirates,
Tampa and the Yankees. God.
It's killing us.
Aaron Boone for the Reds. Aaron Boone was on the Reds. I don't know if he ever went to the Giants. Or Gabe Kepler.
Oh, maybe.
Gabe Cal, go for it.
He was on the. I don't know if he was on the Reds.
Oh,
he was definitely on the Giants.
Ryan Sandberg.
God, who was on the outfield for the Brandon Phillips, Joey Votto era Reds?
Oh,
the outfield during that.
Oh, I have no idea.
Did they even have an outfield?
It's someone.
Who
was our?
God, who was like their?
What about Billy Hamilton?
Hamilton.
They definitely have had people swap between.
Scott Feldman was another reliever that I was thinking of.
Hunter Pence. Did he ever stop by Cincinnati? Got to be a pitcher.
Nah.
There's so many like Tim Hudson, someone like that. There's so many pitchers on the Giants that went everywhere.
Jason Schmidt. Anyone for the Yankees?
This is a random guess in the dark, but I think that Hunter Strickland guy who used to play for the Giants, I think he's on the Reds now. I think.
Beautiful.
Already is.
Oh my gosh.
That was
That sounded
super
really good.
sus.
Sounded really
No,
good.
yeah, you're the
Tampa
confidence
Bay
team with all
Yankees.
space.
Yankees, Rays. There's got to be some.
Did Carl Crawford ever play on the Yankees?
I think
Carlos
so.
Pena? Did he ever play on the Yankees?
Oh yeah, that's probably better actually.
Yeah. Yep. He did.
I don't know that.
He
I don't know
did.
if he did.
He did.
Oh, Ben, he didn't.
Wade Boggs.
Oh, Wade Boggs.
Oh.
Damn it.
Who did we miss?
We didn't miss anyone big. There's no way.
Well, we didn't miss Carl Crawford, so at least I feel better.
Let me
about
go
that.
Cairo.
Jake Bowers.
There's not many names on here.
Oh, Hechavarria and Kelly Johnson, Eric Higgins, Eric Kratz.
Oh, Eric Kratz.
Hideki Matsui.
Oh, David Robertson.
There's some names.
David Robertson's probably a good immaculate guy.
I got Randy Wynn. I was actually thinking about him for the other one.
Well, Troy Hawkins wasn't, though.
Randy Wynn might have fit all these categories. Tampa Bay, San Francisco, New York. Might fit a few.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a good run.
Any other big ones? What were the big ones? Anybody else? Nothing really worth
Cueto.
Johnny Cueto.
Yeah.
All right, real quick.
The Knicks.
Well,
Basketball.
all right, Ben, we'll let you run with your Knicks line there.
That's a tough little line. I guess I'll just go I'll go like Emmanuel quickly for that one.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Knicks
Who's your
Suns.
favorite?
I feel like you get wild with that one.
Yeah, I was thinking about Raymond Felton, but I'm not sure.
Oh.
Isn't Bargiani
Mm-hmm.
a son? Or Stoudemire? Let's go Stoudemire. That's
Okay,
safe.
Yeah,
that's safe.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Stoudemire.
Suns Kings. Ugh.
Suns.
Oh,
Kings.
good hit.
That feels like a Tyreek Evans or somebody.
Oh, I like it.
I don't know if he ever played on the Suns.
Oh,
No. Never played on
He
the
might have played on the
Suns.
Oh, he's definitely a first round pick.
Yep.
yep.
Let's go Evans there.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably here. Probably fits there.
He kind of looks like Kodak.
Philadelphia is Tyreek Evans, by the way.
Should we do Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah.
Or no, Luke. Oh no, yeah, it goes.
Dang, he was a trade. Was that the Paul George trade?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was good with
Clippers,
the too.
Toronto.
Oh, Clippers Suns wasn't Landry Shaman on both?
Yep.
Yep. And the Kings, I think.
Clippers, Raptors, you can go Lou Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Dang
Kings,
it.
Raptors.
Kings. I feel like Kings Sun should have a lot.
Yeah, King Suns definitely has a lot. You go like,
Bogdanovich.
oh my gosh, it's always the Kings. Like
I know.
Harrison
The
Barnes
Kings
been
and the
there
Spurs
forever.
are the worst.
DeMarcus Cousins.
They have like Kevin Herter, Harrison Barnes. They have Boogie, Luis Scola. He played on the Suns? Did he ever play on the Kings?
I don't know.
Oh, what about
Dude, how many
what about
turnovers
Grant
this kid-
Hill? What about Grant Hill? Suns Kings.
I like it.
That's a mess.
Oh, Vince Carter. Classic.
Oh, how do we always miss him?
Always miss Vince
I always forget about Vince Carter. It pisses me off. Oh my gosh, we're struggling right now.
That's okay. We got it in women's basketball.
all WNBA Della Don right there.
You're
Elena
so
Della
excited
Don.
for that one.
The GOAT. It's the GOAT, Ben.
She's not the GOAT.
46% all WNBA. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll go Griner here, and then
Melissa Thomas.
could go Alyssa Thomas. I like it. See, you're learning something.
I
Ryan.
am.
I like it. I like it a
Well, look at that
lot.
percent, baby. I'll help out our score. All right. Well, the Indiana Fever are playing right now on your television in the background, but it's halftime.
Yeah, they're getting destroyed. They're not
So-
getting destroyed, but I think Diggins Smith.
Okay, time to just give up.
No, I think she's here then. Close. Did Elia Boston have no, she didn't have 4 assists.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I get so
Oh,
upset because
blue.
I feel like I know more players now and I still struggle with this so
Well,
hard.
because now it's another sport. Just think how many players' names are in your head right now,
So
dude.
many.
Think about how many players' names.
I've tried to play some of the WNBA in 2K just to like help.
I only learned by watching.
I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't got anyone.
I know these are players who are on the Fever. Okay.
Oh my gosh. This logo in the top left looks like the Golden State Warriors every time I see it. I know it's not. What team is that?
No, the Chicago Sky. And I always struggle. I thought digging. I don't.
Oh,
Maybe
Ryan Howard.
Candace Parker. She. There we go.
Oh no, we can't fit Ryan Howard.
She could be here. Oh no, that's. I don't know who's the Mercury.
All right, just guess.
Oh,
One of the
this feels like
sisters. One of the sisters.
Hamilton's. Lou. It's like Lou something or
You had it.
no. I don't want one of the sisters. It's like Lou.
No, yeah,
This
you had
person,
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Deladon. Okay.
Okay, all
it's
the
Taurasi.
same names are in there.
Yeah. All right. Last one.
All right. Easy money. Oh, Eagles, Titans, DeMarco Murray.
Nice.
Ben,
Oh my
what are you?
god.
It's fine.
I didn't realize there was that many DeMarcos.
Yeah.
Eagles, 49ers, Javon Hargrave.
Oh, good hit, Chase.
Was a
I
recent.
definitely thought there wouldn't be this
No,
Javon, right?
yes.
Yeah. Eagles, Vikings, Sam Bradford.
Oh my gosh.
What about 3,000 yard
Look at that
passing?
psycho picture.
Yo,
Oh, that's really weird.
it is. That is home. Did Vince Young ever have 3,000 passing yards for the Titans?
Oh, Alex Smith would have been going for that category.
I don't know.
It's a brick.
Oh my god.
You could do Steve McNair for the Titans.
Oh, true.
Oh, I like that.
I like that a lot.
And
Dante
throwback
Culpepper.
Vikings. Yeah.
Brett Favre. Dante Culpepper.
Thank you, Brett.
Or Fran Tarkenton.
Oh,
Well, now the Chiefs line, that should be easy since we
All right,
watched that.
Chiefs, 49ers, I believe is
the Jamal Charles.
I think they had D Ford. I think both of them had D Ford.
Nice hit.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Nice hit.
It's
All
the
right.
defensive
Shit.
are-
All right, Chiefs, Vikings, Jared Allen.
Ben.
It's
Oh
fine.
my
It's this one, right?
I'm
Are
pretty
you
sure.
Type in Jared Allen. Go back to the top and type in Jared Allen and make sure there's only one. Okay.
Oh my God. All right. Chiefs, Titans.
Oh.
Chiefs, Titans.
Dwayne Bowe never went to the Titans, right? Probably not.
Oh,
Chase Daniel or
oh yeah. I didn't think about one of the bum quarterbacks.
Chad Henne could have been.
He was on the Dolphins for a while. I'm thinking running backs. I feel like the Titans have had a bajillion running backs.
Like a pre-Henry in between Chris Johnson and
Like Chris Johnson, like
who was in between Chris Johnson and Derrick Henry?
Oh my god.
Marco Murray.
Didn't they have the guy from the Jets the one year, not Sean Green, or something like that?
Did Frank Gore ever play that piece?
I don't know.
No.
Oh, this is rough. This is tough.
Chiefs tight. Maybe like an offensive lineman.
They have no help. No help from our fam.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe a linebacker. Maybe.
This is how you gonna go about it.
I'm thinking. Maybe.
This guy played a while.
The Titans have just been so bad.
Were the Titans around that far back?
I don't know. Trent Green.
Oh, maybe he played for the Chiefs.
Chase, who was the Titans guy that got like tackled on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl against the Rams?
What about the cornerback Malcolm Butler?
You mean Pac-Man Jones?
No, Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, he played with Tennessee, but I don't know if he ever made it to the Chiefs.
No, never went to the Chiefs. We just go Trent Green, see what happens.
Yeah, do it.
Oh.
Nope.
Matt.
Oh, there it was. There it was. Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor.
Warren Moon.
Warren Moon.
I did not know Warren Moon was on the Chiefs.
Also, these running back. I don't know.
Oh, Todd McNair.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's not much there besides the random QBs, which we probably wouldn't guess.
Otherwise, there's Dexter McCluster.
That's a good name. That's a good name.
I kind of remember him.
Ugo Amadi.
I don't know. Oh, Josh. Oh, that's not the Josh Gordon.
That is the Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon.
That's the Josh Gordon.
God damn it.
There's no way you would have guessed that.
No.
Cairo Santos.
Oh, there's the kicker. All right.
Alrighty.
Let's wrap her up.
Yeah, if you've been listening to us, watching us this long, well, I guess you're just watching, but we appreciate it. We will be back next week. Special guest, Matt Catroco. And we will see you guys on the next one.
Yeah. Appreciate everyone coming out tonight. All of our fans, family, supporters, YouTube, Instagram for letting us go live. Check us out. We're on the gram. We're on Twitter. You can just show up to our house and face us in wiffle ball since our league fell apart. But yeah, appreciate everyone. AFR fam. Big time love for all y'all out there. Chase, Ryan, and Ben are out. Peace.